Okay, good. But Louis, good you have those free bGeigie gas working.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
and they're reporting nicely. So that's
yeah,
good.
exactly. So I think the map should show all of them in the
Mm,
region.
yes, I will do
That
that.
way, it's like at a glance you see everything.
Mm.
You can look at the colors. It's like everything is fine, and just leave it at that.
But you
So
want to, yeah, there's some things about it. You want to have now. I made another graph under it. They're basically two graphs, and the one at
right.
the bottom you can select. It
Oh, I see. Okay.
updates. It
Okay.
updates
Sure.
any how would you say, any device in the area. If you right
Okay.
click on it, and then you can see the bottom is a link, and it updates the graph in the bottom.
Oh, okay.
So you can go all over the world if you want to, and compare.
Right. 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 Yeah. Okay. Well, yeah. Let's just bring up the Grafana. Okay. Well, I'll just have a look at that. Well, so basically, I just don't have anything to, other than that, I just don't have anything to report, talk about. So I'm just going to sit back and mute my microphone and let you guys figure it out. The,
Yeah, but please give me more feedback on what you want for the Grafana, so I can customize it. That makes it the way you want it, or even if you want to, feel free to do it yourself. I mean, it can be a little bit tricky, Grafana, but not that hard.
okay. No,
How is the
And
performance of the Grafana now?
it's okay. It's not great, but it's okay. It's not really fast, but it works on a very low budget. I mean, it's a DuckDB and some code for the API, fast API.
Right.
And I'm working with the Mother Duck. It's called Mother Duck is the commercial company for DuckDB,
Yeah.
and they made a plugin. The plugin doesn't work yet. If that's
Oh,
available, I
okay.
can directly talk to from Grafana to DuckDB. Now I have to hack it, kind of.
All right.
And it's a
Yeah, it looks good.
kind of tricky what I do because I pick up from the TT serve from the gateway, and then
Hmm.
every 5 minutes I pull all the data and put it in the database.
Oh, okay.
It's not directly going to it because I don't want to touch the whole setup that Ray made. I prefer
All
to
right.
have directly the data go to mine, but keep it for the moment. We have something going. So if the Postgres on AWS get locked or something happens with it, we have at least the data. The data is
Yeah.
stored in a completely different place.
All right. That's good.
Okay. And the good news is that the whole Postgres is updated. It's done finally. We were at a deadline of the 15th of February, and just a few days before, poof, we got everything done. A friend of Peter
Nice.
came over to just by accident came to Japan, and he had some time, and he was very good in AWS work, so he helped out.
Okay.
That saved a lot of
Wow,
things.
that's great.
And yeah, you had some time also for looking at the file upload, or that was still in the back burner. It's
I did
burning
think
there.
about it this morning when I was like I finally opened my development environment again to work
Okay.
on some things. And I was just going through the code, like where was I?
Mm.
Where oh, sorry. Well, what parts was I working on? I was also working on the configuration server because there is some issues with that. From like a few weeks ago when we were discussing that. That it doesn't work on the Core 2 or the
Yes, remember.
S3. Like
Yeah.
I still wasn't able to find it. Although it does work on both of my devices, but I think for the Core 2, after navigating like 10 to 15 times, it gets stuck and you have to restart the server. I was trying to find a workaround for that, so it like maybe restarts in between requests or something, but I couldn't get it to work. So I'll just leave it in the back of my head for now. And then the file upload, yes. I was working on that using the buffer for the config server, because that's 4 kilobytes, a buffer I made. And when uploading the log file, you're not hosting any servers, so might as well just use that buffer. But I didn't get there yet. It's like it's a bit annoying to send a segmented request to the API. But I did have some code, but I was never really able to test it. I did have a test once, and it took too long because of the file was too big. I just have to try
You have
a
to
few
cut
more
it up.
things.
You
Yeah, I
couldn't
cut
cut it
the
up?
first time I tried it, it was cut up too small. So
Mm.
that's why I used a bigger buffer, but then I have to like fill the buffer, but you can only end at a new line in a segment, so you can stop halfway.
But if you send them binary, you cannot send binary. You have to send the text file. That's correct. I think so.
Yeah, I
12 and a
think that's
half.
what the API needs,
Yeah, it
the
needs it.
text file. So
Yeah.
which is fine, but it's a bit more work. I was almost there, but that was in December.
Something like that.
So the progress kind of
No.
slowed
But
down.
take your time.
Yeah, but I kind of forgot where I was. It's not a big piece of code. It's just a block, just a function in the view. I think it was in the screen that I did that. Log viewer. Wait a second. Yeah, it was in the log viewer screen. I'm not a big fan of having that code over there, but I think it's the easiest for now. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll continue working on that slowly but surely.
Yeah,
It
will
will
be
work
nice
in the end.
if it's it will be nice if it's there, because then we can directly upload it. And
Yeah.
and if you have that code working, then maybe even Bjorn can Bjorn, I think his name. He made the Android thing. He can also use it for uploading the files directly to the API. And you can have a look at our code, what's working, and then he has maybe an idea how to do it directly from the application.
I think from the Android app, it's a lot easier because you can just use
Send the whole
what is
file.
it, Java, send the whole file, let's go. Like there's a
I
lot
hope
more
so for him.
memory on the phone than on the core.
That's true.
So I don't think there will be any issues for him.
Okay. But at least then he can see how you did it and can have a look at it. If he understands the C code. I don't know how good he is.
Well, like he doesn't have to make it this complex, because what I'm doing is I read the SD card and then I send the lines out to the API in a loop, because I can't get everything into memory at once. But on the Android app, you can just get the file. I don't know where you would get the file actually.
Yeah, that's why. He saves the file in the download folder. So folder and download and then savecast, and then the log files are there. And that's,
he creates his own logs.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. And the logs are compatible with bGeigieZen logs. So
right.
I did some testing and they're fine. I mean, basically the same log he can basically send to the API. You just have to send it from the directory.
I mean the Bluetooth just sends like one log
No,
line.
that's true. he picks up one, then he stores it on the drive, and then if it's on the drive, if it's enough recorded, you can upload. That's what I want him to do. That is from the device upload, not through the SD card.
The device, as in your mobile device.
Yes.
Yeah, so he receives the Bluetooth lines, which is just
Yeah.
the one log line. He
Mhm.
puts them in a separate file on the phone.
Yes.
And then after
that-
a while, you can upload that.
Yeah. Normal, and at the
Right.
moment, it's still the first version for his application. So, but now
Right.
it's just stored in the folder, and I requested to have an upload from there. That will be nice. Or even if you can see, recall the files and display them, that will be a next step for the app.
Hmm.
I mean, he works together with his son on it, so I don't know what the time and availability is. He was very surprised that when I told him, yeah, whenever you have time, and it doesn't have to be good. I mean, you can just use it and give you directly feedback on it. He was thinking about officially releasing it. I said, nah,
Oh yeah, yeah.
just try it.
I was thinking about that too for the Zen code and like on GitHub with like official releases. And I mean, it's great if we have it, and if we all know how to use it, then we can do some proper releases. But if we don't, it doesn't change that much for us.
Doesn't change.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's nice to have.
It's nice. But I think the flexibility is much more important, and the feedback and how
Yes,
to use
yes,
it. And
yes.
this is the priority. It has to be functional
Absolutely.
and working. It can break sometimes, that's fine. But,
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that would be great.
Okay, good. And I hope also, I don't know, I don't know if one of you, or Louis, or Jella know about it, to have a shared code for iOS and for Android. There seems to be options for that. If you go to Clovin, I think Clovin has a share code, and then you can use one code as a block, and then go to iOS or go to Android. You compile them differently.
Yeah, there's multiple options for that.
Because that would be great, because then we don't get stuck that one person develop for iOS and another one for Android. And I did some research, but I couldn't directly figure it out.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't know anything about it. Sorry.
No, I don't have experience, so that's why I always work separately. I use the Xcode for for iOS, and then separately for the Android.
Well, there's Flutter. Flutter you can compile to
Flutter.
both. Yeah, I used Flutter actually when I was in Japan at the hackathon. I went to with Nando and some others. We didn't really get that far with it. It was quite usable, and it has grown, I bet, since. And there's also React Native, Kotlin, Ionic.
And they have a source code, and then you can go to Android and can go to iOS.
Yeah,
Oh, I didn't know
native
that.
script. It's JavaScript, but you can just compile it to both Android and iOS, so it creates like a package.
You pick different libraries, and then they go different way.
Yeah.
I will research a little bit more and give your feedback for that.
He created it in Java then for Android.
Yes.
Okay.
And he's using Android Studio, and that's quite
Right.
nice. But to install the Android Studio, I think it's about 20 gigabyte. I mean, I was surprised.
Yeah, it's a huge package. Yeah.
But
I have it too. I think I haven't updated in a while, but
but the nice thing is Gemini is built in. They have Gemini, the AI code,
yeah.
built in,
Yeah.
and if you don't know something about the code, you can just ask it. You say select the code and say, "Oh, explain this code to me." That's very useful for me, at least, to see what's going on. So I was impressed by how that was integrated nicely, but that's probably because it's Google.
Yeah. Well, in Android Studio, you can use Kotlin.
Yeah, Kotlin. Yeah, Kotlin
yeah,
can go
and
2 ways. Can
yeah.
go to iOS and can go to Android Studio. You use that
I
before?
don't. I haven't, no, but
Hmm.
we can try. I don't know how big the Android code base is right now.
The
That
code base for
Björk?
Bjorn.
Yeah, well, what Bjorn has created right now.
It's quite small.
Let's see.
It's basically 4 files only.
Right. Yeah, that's. I'm just checking the code.
Louis, did you look at the code for the app?
No, I have not.
Okay.
I'm kind of afraid.
Why? Why afraid? Because you don't want to dive into it.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. It's one more thing to look at.
Oh yeah, I think yeah. You have other things to do. You're still with by yourself, Louis, now, or they're already back?
No, they've been back for a while. I'm just still,
Okay.
I mean, just my weekends are still right off just because of all the skiing. And so, yeah.
Yeah, I was thinking about you today when I was shoveling snow. We had about
No,
30 centimeters snow. Very pretty,
oh, yeah,
very
yeah.
beautiful. But
No, it's been terrible around here. So,
mm. What else do I have? No, for me that's it. Kind of. That's what happened the last week.
yeah, I really don't have anything to report other than the fact that we got the third monitoring station.
Mhm.
So I'm actually going to sign off. I have to get going soon.
Mhm.
So,
Yeah.
so I wish you a
Maybe
good
we can
week.
close. Yes.
All right.
And
One question I have about the station you set up. They are hardwired, or how do you wire them, or how do they get
they're
charged for power?
well, they're plugged into the wall for power, and they're just sitting on the edge of the window. Just nothing fancy, and I think that's one of the nice things about that, and connected to the home Wi-Fi. And I think that's one of the nice things about it. Just plug it in and set it up, and it just stays there. There's
Mhm.
no solar power or anything, like
No,
battery issues. You just
no.
plug it in.
And the people they are hosting it, they are happy with it. They are
There,
fans of
sorry?
you, or the people
Oh
who
yeah,
are
they're
hosting
fine.
it. Okay, okay,
Yes.
good. That's great.
Yeah.
That's the best. And they're
And
quite close.
yeah,
Okay, good,
yeah.
good, good.
So
Happy to
yeah,
hear
two of
that.
them. Yeah, mine. I'm obviously but I think about 30 kilometers away or something like that.
Mhm.
Um, but the idea is to have more stations. But having those two there gives an example,
Oh
so
yes,
I could talk about it,
yeah,
right?
that's great you did that.
And
And they're
yeah,
quite close. I mean, I was surprised how close they are to the
okay,
power station. Okay, you should go. Go.
yeah. Well, that's it. So yeah, and how close Pickering is to Toronto. That's that I
That's
think
also
that's the big
close.
thing that with um, the disaster or the disaster planning is that I I mean, if you look at the highway on any given day, it's just completely congested. So
Mhm.
if there's a panic, now
Uh, and it's
and they,
so close. I mean, it's around the corner. I mean, I cannot
yeah,
imagine they put a power station there.
Well, when they put the power station there 50 years ago, it was out in the middle of nowhere.
But still, I mean, it's still not too far from Toronto.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean,
So
it's like building Daiichi in Chiba, closer in the Tokyo
yeah,
Bay
exactly.
something.
Mm.
I mean, this is
Yes.
unacceptable if something goes wrong.
Yeah,
But okay,
exactly.
anyway, it's the way it is. You cannot
Yeah.
change that.
Well, the interesting thing is that when Pickering was commissioned, the Ontario government, like in the early 70s, came up with the Environmental Assessment Act. So this is that any major project had to go through a proper environmental assessment. This is, like when, like the first wave of environmental, like Earth Day and all that stuff.
Mhm.
But the construction of Pickering, sorry, no, it was after Pickering, but for Darlington, the Ontario government just passed legislation to exempt Darlington from the environmental assessment.
Oops.
And just like, no, we don't need. So it gives you an idea of the mentality. It's just that um, I mean the politics. It's basically the old Ontario Hydro, which like initially it was just power dams, right? So just hydroelectric power dams, but now it's mostly nuclear. 60% nuclear in Ontario for the generation mix, and it basically it became this big, huge. At least in Japan, you have different companies, and you have
Mm.
the various companies. In Ontario, there's one,
I see.
and it's basically the chairman of the Ontario Hydro Commission can walk into the premier's office and as far as I'm concerned, it's just like a mafia shakedown. It's like, hey, nice place you got here, boss. Be too bad if something happened to it, right? And the something bad would be like brownouts, and that would
Yes.
be like the government would be out of office.
Mm.
So
And
it's it's
the brownouts it don't have a fallout.
yeah, exactly. So
But
well, yeah, exactly. But anyway, so that's
and
it just gives you
one other question I have.
yes.
They all using bGeigieZen cast, all of
Um,
them, or you have other
the
ones?
no, uh, Ajax is a bGeigieZen cast. Nestleton Station's a bGeigieZen cast, but Whitby is a Zen.
Okay, okay, that's good to know because that's important for me to keep track which one is
Yes,
doing what.
yeah.
Okay, and the
But
cast
but
have the 1.4 software on it, do you know, or you
oh, I
don't
have
know?
no idea.
Okay, good. The 1.4 if I send them to you,
Yes.
they have the latest.
Okay.
Okay, all right, good. So the first Zen is monitoring, correct?
Yes.
Happy to hear
Yeah.
that.
It's doing a yeah. That's the one that sent to that Gail bought. I
Mm.
assembled it. I guess sometime in December, and we
Mhm.
set it up.
Okay,
So
great. That's a good job. What was the, sorry, I forgot the number. Do you know the number out of your head?
for let's see,
4209?
3209 is let's see, where's my map? Um, so 3209 is in Whitby,
Mhm.
and Nestleton Station doesn't show up. If I can share my screen for a sec.
No, this to say is maybe because it's way past. It's not showing anything now.
Yeah,
It's
it's a little bit.
if you
Yeah,
go
well, it's
90
off the
days in,
map.
you'll see.
Yeah. I think it should be on the map because we also have Darlington. Nestleton Station is just north of Darlington.
And what is the
So
number for
that's
that one? There's then the return one.
yeah. Let me just put the numbers here. Would be, I believe, is 5049.
5049.
Ajax is 3209. and Nestleton
Because I like
is,
what I want to do is I want to announce it in the news that we have a Zen as a fixed monitor.
oh,
That's,
absolutely.
for the promoting the Zen. I think this is
Yeah.
good to know for other people.
Yeah, absolutely. So, I think that's, let me check those numbers, but I'm pretty sure that's what they are.
Yeah, and which one is the one with the Zen? 5049?
Whitby.
Okay, yeah, there's of course there's only 1 5 number in it, so that's a Zen.
Yeah.
The other one is yeah, I can see that.
Yeah, on the Grafana, if you click on it, you see bGeigieCast Zen
Mm.
with a number, so that's the Zen.
Okay, yeah,
Very
sure.
nice.
That's Ray Bay of labeling them.
Yeah, the
Label
other
them
one is
is
just GeigerCast. So
yes.
GeigerCast and GeigerCast Zen. That's nice.
Okay, good.
But
Yeah,
I
I
only
could have
see
figured it out
two
myself.
on the Grafana.
Yes.
Yeah. Is that because, Rob, is that because you limited the radius?
Yes, I can just set it up for it. I mean that's fine. If you go only the device, it's in another Gravana dashboard. I can send you. Then it zooms in automatically on the place. It's still
Okay.
a work in progress. I would consider that.
Yeah. No problem. No, I mean, this is great. That,
No, I don't see the Nestleton station.
You can see
yeah,
if
you
you
have
do
to go
90
to,
days.
Oh, wait. Okay.
Then it will show up.
That it has been offline then.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I see it. Okay.
um,
But Louis, you had to go. Huh? You better go. I mean, I
yeah,
don't
I better,
know
yeah,
who's.
get going. Okay, so have a good week, everyone.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah,
we will
thank
have.
you.
Okay. And we're gonna say bye-bye to Yellow? Or you have other
Uh,
things?